have this feeling anytime we choose.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Uzi Mumbai. Now, we're aware that it's been quite a long while, but we're not sorry about it. So shut up. Today we're going to be talking about it's everywhere, and I think everyone's heard about it. But Sergio Lobera is almost a guarantee going to be the next Mumbai City FC manager.
Yeah, and Goal has reported that everything is confirmed except the final signing on the contract. So it's pretty much a formality at this point. And I don't think that's anything but an invitation to get our minds running on this topic.
Absolutely. So Goal reports, and they have been quite reliable in terms of Indian football news, that the City Football Group, who owns Mumbai City FC, felt that the Spaniard's style of play is something that suits the vision for the club and have pulled out all the stops to convince him to the helm of the club. Now, I think it bodes really well for us. I think mainly because of Lobera's track record as a manager for FC Goa and the style of football he wants to play. It just suits really well with the vision City Football Group have, and I think he's the perfect manager to take us forward. In terms of how we play and in terms of what we expect from him.
Yep. And I think we could take a look at his system at FC Goa first to sort of compare how his project at Mumbai City FC would go about. So the first step would be that, let's see the formation he takes. It would be a 4-2-3-1, wherein you have attacking fullbacks, a double pivot in the middle, or consisting of two number 6s, and your 3 would have a number 10, narrow wingers, and the man up top would be a false 9. So yeah,
it's almost like the narrow wingers are just 3 attacking midfielders. They're always attacking the channels. They're always they aren't going too wide how traditional Indian football usually dictates, and they keep the football really narrow in terms of how they attack, but it's how they get there that's interesting. So through great ball retention, passing, and the ability, the off-the-ball movement, they're able to open up spaces usually between the centre-back and the full-backs of the opposition team. Either it be passing around in the edge of the box of the opposition, whether it be passing in the middle of the pitch. And with the space that opens up, usually you have one of the wingers they're playing really narrow, or one of the full-backs, they make the overlapping run towards the inside channel. And then you have that, that creator in the midfield who plays that ball through, and it's just able to. Then the ball gets into the box, and it's a simple tap in from there from Koro, who has excellent off the ball movement.
Right, and I think we could, discuss a bit more about his off the ball movement here as well. So what we see happening very often is he charges into the box, and right at the very end he stops. Yeah. Positions himself around the penalty spot while he is behind the defender. So the defender doesn't really see this happening. He is under the perception that he's going all the way through. And just that small space that he gets, that yard or two that he gets, that is where he finishes. And he is just so clinical, and his touches are impeccable. So he is fantastic, but it's that off the ball movement that really gives him the edge.
Absolutely. You see how many times you look at a highlight package for FC Goa, and you see he's just tapping in the ball, and you have to you stop to wonder how are they creating so many chances with just simple tap-ins. But I think it's a system. I think Lobera has found the perfect system for Indian football, where he realizes the fullbacks either play too wide, or they overcome it, or they don't commit at all. And I think with his possession-based system, they're able to open up the fullbacks almost every time. Doesn't matter who they're facing, and then it's just a matter of getting in those half spaces and playing the ball in, which it's an absolute result, guaranteed result. You're almost going to score every single time, and that's what Goa do.
Speaking of fullbacks, even in Goa, the fullbacks take that pressure off the wingers, and they occupy the wide spaces, so the wingers could become like a narrow front three as well, and that's why you see so many goals distributed amongst their
Front three.
center attacking mids. Exactly. You see Bumu scoring a lot. You see Jackie Chan scoring more than any Indian winger, I think.
Yeah.
And that's how the goals just flood in, because at that point of time they have 3 to 4 people in the box and their wide areas are sufficiently covered as well.
I think absolutely. I think it brings the point that who from the current system for Mumbai could be significant next year. Now we know how Lobera plays. We've seen him play, and we know what he expects from his players. He expects great passing, great off the ball movement, and 100% commitment to every attack they go forward with. And now if you look at it, I think one player that comes to my mind that an absolute perfect fit for his system is Bipin Singh.
Absolutely. He is a like for like replacement for Jackie Chan Singh, in the sense that he is an out and out winger,
Yeah.
incredible pace, and he has that determination to press, hound out the fullback for the ball, and he just knows when to make that run in, and his crossing is pretty good as well. So he can play those low crosses in.
Yeah, I think with the coaching that Lobera usually implements, the pure, old school coaching of making the players better, I think Bipin Singh has almost everything he wants in a winger, and especially that right winger. But I think just a little, the final ball that Bipin Singh usually doesn't play. If he starts playing them more often, I think Bipin Singh is going to be a lot better than Jackie Chan Singh. Plus, with the age in his favor, I think he has a bright future to look at under Lobera.
Absolutely, and he signed a 2-year contract extension
Yeah.
as well. So
There must
I
be
think
something.
Lobera's considered him in his plans already.
I think so.
Well, next up we can look at Raul Borges, who
Yeah.
is very, very similar to Lenny Rodriguez actually, in terms of being an absolute ball winner in the middle of the park. Very conservative with his possession. He's used for recycling it. Played off to another player who would be similar to Jahu, maybe Jahu himself, who has a better range of passing.
Yeah.
But the primary, point of his play would be to position yourself well enough to win the ball back, break up these counters, regain possession.
Absolutely. I think, I think it was Jahu's assist against Mumbai last year at Goa that shows the vision he has, but it sums it up perfectly. I think, I'm not sure if it was against Mumbai, but I'll probably play the clip here where he wins the ball in midfield and instantly gets up, looks at, I think it was I'm not sure who it was, but he plays that ball in, the floated dinked ball in, which curves into the player, and it just sums up everything Jahu is about. And with all the reports about Jahu being linked with Mumbai City FC as well, I think it's quite interesting, because I think he defines Lobera's style of play, an absolute 100% commitment, but that technical ability to back himself up.
Yes. And it would be great to have him at Mumbai, because he is arguably the best centre mid in the league.
Yeah, I think he is. I can't think of many better at what he does, and pure value for money.
I think next up we can look at another player in Rainier Fernandez,
Absolutely.
who could be compared to Brandon Fernandez in this case. And this is basically considering how Rainier would also fulfill a similar role on the wing, a bit withdrawn as compared to the other winger, but at the same time he has that technical ability to get out of a tight space and play these great passes that unlock the defense.
I think he has excellent technical ability in terms of skipping past opponents and getting in the spaces to play this ball through. I think he has a great eye for a pass. He doesn't play it often, but I think that's just the system he was under Costa.
Right.
And I
And
think
he's got a good shot on him.
he's got a really good shot. He I think he's only scored the one this season, but that one was pretty special against Jamshedpur.
Yeah.
You can see he has the confidence, he has the temperament, and he has the quality. But I think in the perfect system, he could be the perfect player. Brandon Fernandes wasn't making a lot of noise before Lobera turned him into the absolute player he is right now. And I think Renier could be that exact player for us.
Yes, absolutely. Another, some may call this a wild card, but another player that could feature under Lobera is Pranjal Bhumich. Very, very talented player. He hasn't really gotten the minutes, but as far as what we've seen, he knows how to keep the ball within himself, and it's like he's got really good tackles. And on top of that, he knows how to shoot the ball. So seeing him on the wing would be amazing, because I think he's 20, 21 years old, and just seeing that young player come through who's been with us for I think 2 years now.
Yeah, I think there's something bigger at hand with him. I think the fact that he can play as the number 10, he could play on the left wing. He used to be a striker in his youth days, which weren't too far behind right now. He has that very good movement of the ball. He has that pace, that determination, and well, this might be quite out there, but I think if you do want to play him in that false nine position, you wouldn't be too far to considering that he is the perfect player for there. He has that passing. We've seen that. Maybe I think it was the assist against ATK last year to Sugu, where he just falls a little deeper and he plays the dink ball to Sugu over the defense. He has the circulation of passing, he has the possession, he has that determination, and I think whether it be him playing on the left wing or whether it be him playing as a centre forward, back up to whoever comes in or whoever plays for us next year, I think he has a great opportunity of showing exactly who he is and showing everyone that he isn't just another fast winger, but there's so much more dynamism to his game.
Yes. In fact, you could say he resembles Len Dongle in some ways.
I'm a massive fan of Len Dongle, I'm going to be honest, right? And I think Shlok already knows that, because I truly believe Len has excellent off the ball movement, and I think Pranjal is very similar to him, if not probably the same, and some would go as far to say if not better. If he gets those minutes under him, I think he could be something, he could be the perfect player, and people will go, what a talent, where has he been all this time? He's been with Mumbai for 3 years, he's in his 4th year running, and I think this could be his season to prove to everyone that India has that next striker maybe with them.
Speaking of minutes and giving chances to young players, that could be something we see much more often with the current project at hand with CFG and Lobera coming in. So, it would be really great to see Lobera using his system on the reserve team, on the under 18s and all the younger age groups, and we would be able to produce way more technically sound players.
I absolutely second you on that. I think with the professionalism that CFG bring with them, the vision for the long-term project, and if Lobera as a manager, if apparently the rumors are that it's a 2-year contract, but if he does stay for longer, if he stays for maybe 5-6 years, maybe 10, who's to say, this could be the start of a new era for Mumbai City FC. And if he is to stay and implement his system, on the youth teams, have the Mumbai way be through him, he becomes exactly what maybe Cruyff was for Ajax. And if he implements his system through the reserves, through the youth teams, we could have players coming from the youth system that are twice as good as the other players in India, because they've played in the high intensity, high pressing system, the possession system, which we just don't see enough in India. And
definitely, it could be a hallmark, what we are expecting from the current national team. It could be a reality in a matter of 5 to 10 years as these players come through.
Yeah, I think CFG have a big hand to play in this, obviously, but if Lobera and CFG work hand in hand, I think this could be something long-term success and this could be something long-term special for us.
Yeah, definitely. You know, the fact that he was in FC Barcelona earlier really complements this fact as well. That you could have like a tiki-taka system, and that emphasis on youth is something he knows very deeply.
Yeah, I truly hope this is the start of something special and not just a false promise. But there's no way this is going to be a false promise. I'm 100% certain it's not a false promise, and that's just because how good Lobera is as a manager.
Agreed.
So I think that's it for today. What do you guys think? What do you expect from Lobera? Because, well, I don't think it's a question of if he's coming. I think it's about just when, how many days, how many weeks now. And what do you guys think about the system? What do you guys think about the move? And what do you expect from him? Please comment, like, share and subscribe, and tell us more about what you guys think. And we'll see you later. Bye-bye.